If you ever looked at your stomach and you just like, ugh, I just hate seeing this little bulge, this little pudge is just sticking out. I just want to get rid of it. Let me tell you, the struggle is definitely real, but it is not impossible, and you definitely can get rid of it. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to do to start losing that gut. Let's go. This is your first time on my channel. My name is Quan. I've been a fitness coach for the last 10 years full time. I've been working with thousands of people over the years, and this is how I look with my shirt off. But most importantly, this are some of the pictures and some of the transformations I help people over the years. And the number one thing that people come to me, the number one thing people come to me is like, I want to lose my stomach. I want to lose this gut. So I was like, I got to make a video on this because I hear this so frequently, and there are some fundamentals that I want to cover. So if this is you, listen close, stick to the whole video, and I guarantee you this video will definitely help you lose the gut. But you got to stick to the video and actually watch it to the whole thing, put the work in, and actually do it, and you will get the results. So if this is you, stay tuned. Let's get into it. All right, so I want to be real with you. The first thing that you need to do if you want to get rid of your gut, if you want to have a flat stomach, is you got to get your nutrition on point. I'm not one of those guys that's like 80-20, 90-10 as far as fitness and nutrition, but it is kind of true. You know what I mean? You do have to have your nutrition on point. I just don't like that saying because you do have to have the fitness part, and we'll get to that in a second. But this is what people ask me all the time, like, what should I be eating? What type of food? What type of meal plan should I do? And there's a lot of things and specific things that you should eat, and I'll go over a couple in this video. But I tell people this: if you've been struggling for a while, this is what you need to do. All right, listen closely. This is what you need to do. Don't focus on implementing new things. Look at what you are doing and see what you can take out. One of the things that a lot of clients struggle with is alcohol and processed foods. So just look at what you're doing. You can write down a list. This is what I do when I'm working with the client. We do like a week of actual nutrition assessment. So just assess yourself for a whole week. Write down what you're doing. So instead of trying to look on ChatGPT, trying to pay somebody for a meal plan, figure out what you're doing. Just write out. Don't try to eat super healthy. Just eat for a week, and then just journal what you're actually doing. So if you're eating Jack in the Box, or if you're eating pizza 3 times a week, or if you're drinking soda, you can spot what your mistakes are, and then you want to start taking those out. But don't try to take them out super fast. You want to slowly remove some of these things. So this is probably going to be one of the fastest ways that you can actually start dropping your belly fat and start losing that gut, is just do an analysis and a review of kind of what you're eating, and then remove some of the things. So it's not about eating keto. It's not about eating whatever you want to eat as far as a meal plan. There's so many meal plans that actually work for you, but you need to look specifically for yourself. Like, what am I doing wrong? Am I having too many chips? Am I having too many processed foods? Sugar, alcohol, processed foods. These are all things that's going to contribute to your weight gain, specifically in your stomach. And when you have so much stomach fat and visceral fat, this is going to cause health issues in the future. So it's not only about looking good, it's about feeling good long term and having that longevity. So if you're watching this video, really take this tip: 3 to 5 days. Just write down what you're going to journal. You can put it on your phone, whatever you're going to do, but write it down. And then it's like, all right, breakfast I had this, lunch I had this, dinner I had this, and then review it next week. You're like, oh man, maybe I'm skipping too many meals, or maybe I'm not eating enough. If you have specific questions, you can always reach out to me, but this is the first thing that you need to do. All right, so after you got that, I want you to prioritize being in the calorie deficit. So we're talking about losing your gut. So what we are actually talking about is losing weight, specifically in your stomach. When you actually lose weight, you can't really judge, or you can't really target exactly where it's going to be. So you're kind of going to lose it all over. And a lot of times what I've seen when working with clients is the stomach is the last thing to go. So you got to be patient, but prioritize a calorie deficit. So I was working with a client before, and they were ordering these meal preps, and they were cooking for themselves, and they're actually doing really good. So they did what I told you in the beginning. They looked at their journal. They were doing really good. But you can be eating healthy, but if you're eating too much over your daily limit, then you're actually not going to actually lose any weight. So you're like, man, what's wrong? I'm eating salads, I'm eating chicken and rice and all this stuff. But if you're eating too much of it, or if you're eating at a level that's maintaining your weight, you're not actually going to lose your gut. So sometimes when you want to lose your gut, it feels uncomfortable. A lot of times it feels uncomfortable because you're trying to lose something. So you might be hungry sometime, but you want to be in a calorie deficit. I did so many videos on my channel, so maybe you can go back and look at those, and that can help you figure out what your numbers are. But you want to figure out exactly what your numbers are. Everyone is going to be different. So you can Google a macro calculator, and it's going to give you a specific number of where you need to be, and then you need to hit those numbers and hit those targets consistently to actually lose the weight and lose the weight around your stomach line. So don't just focus on eating healthy. You want to focus on hitting specific targets. So you might be like, all right, I hear you, Quan. Like, I'm doing all that. I'm eating good. I'm working out. I'm doing all this, but I'm still not losing my gut. Like, what is going on? So we got to look at it at a holistic point of view. We got to look at everything holistically. I got so many stories I can pull from. I have another story. I have a client, and she was actually a business owner. So she was working hard, like literally hard, like 12 to 15 hours every single day, like 6 days a week. But she has a meal prep down. We got everything dialed in. She's doing her workouts consistently. So she's eating good and she has her workouts done consistently, but not losing the gut. So what is going on? And I had to look at everything. And one of the things I do is I track people's habits when I'm actually working with the client. So if there's something interesting, you always reach out. But what we had to do was to slow down. Because a lot of times you're doing too much. You're just trying to eat good, you're trying to meal prep, you're trying to exercise, but you need to slow down and chill. And I want you to specifically prioritize quality sleep. So at least 5 to 8 hours of sleep every night. If you can get that, that is really good. But I noticed with a lot of people who are eating good and exercising, something else has to be wrong, specifically with their hormones. So if you're not sleeping enough, you're not going to get the weight off. Because if you know how it feels, if you're not sleeping, you're not feeling good, your body cannot function properly. So it's not going to drop the weight. It's going to hold on to everything because it's stretched out. The cortisol levels are up, and it's just, everything is just thrown out of whack. So even if you have a perfect car, right? I don't know if this is the best analogy, but you have a perfect car, you're putting engine fluid. You see, I'm not a mechanic. I don't even know that much about cars, but you can put engine oil in there, everything, gas in there, perfect car. But if you're running that thing 16 hours a day, you're pushing the gas on there, you're just driving it to the ground, but you're still maintaining it, but you're driving it to the ground, it's not going to run as efficient as you give it breaks, you give it oil changes, you give it time to relax and chill. You're going to put so many miles on that thing and it's going to eventually burn out on you. So this is kind of what your body is doing. You need to have that rest if you want your body to change. So prioritize sleep and that rest. Sleep and stress all go hand to hand. So if your sleep is off, that means you're probably a lot more stressed out, and this is affecting your hormones. So your hormones have a lot to do with your body changing and adapting. So if you're not actually sleeping, you're super stressed out, maybe you got something on your mind, maybe it's work, maybe it's some personal life, I don't care, just do a 5-minute meditation. Sleep is going to help that stress out probably the most. So if you're getting that sleep, your stress is going to be a lot better. And it seems like if I just eat right and work out, I'm going to get better results. But it's always not that simple. Sometimes you got to look at your hormones and see why things are out of whack. So look at your sleep. Look at, am I stressed out? Like, am I have something on my mind consistently? And when you're stressed out, guess what happens? You start to stress eat. You start to be anxious, start to overconsume things that you're not even realizing that's contributing to your weight gain, specifically in your stomach. And your body wants to hold on to certain things. So if you really want to lose your gut, you need to look at everything that you're doing, take a good analysis, look at this video, replay it back, and like ask yourself, man, how much sleep am I actually getting consistently? Am I really stressed out? What can I implement? Can I implement some daily breathing? Sometimes you got to get off of social media too. If you're on social media scrolling, you're seeing all these people with these six-pack abs, you're seeing all these crazy workouts, and you're like, man, look at myself. Look, I'm stressed out. I'm just gonna go eat because I'm never gonna get it. Like, whatever. I'm not meant to have that body. So stop looking at other people and focus specifically on you, focus on what you need to do. But the best thing I can tell you is to do an analysis and start there and figure out where you're at, what you're doing. Great tip that I can tell you is to download a habit app. I use one called Habit Share specifically, but you can use any one that you want to implement. And once you have a habit app, I want you to start tracking your habits. So every day, track your habits. So if you track your food, you track your water, you track your sleep, you can track your stress, but that one's kind of weird. But the 4 specifically ones I wanted you to track is your water, your food, your exercise, and your sleep. I think I said 4 different ones. So track those 4 different ones, and it's going to give you a foundation of where you need to be, and give yourself time to be consistent. And what I like to do is just kind of gamify this whole process. So I like to continue my streaks. So on these apps, you can just you'll see if you get greens or reds, specifically on Habit Share. If I do good, I give myself a green. If I do bad, I give myself a red. So I just like to have so many streaks build up, build up, build up, and those small steps are going to build up into big results. Let's get into specifics of training. So what should I do when I'm training? So I study kinesiology, the study of human movement. So I've been doing this for a while now. Actually, I was going to be a physical therapist, but I started doing personal training. All that to say, I've been doing this for a little while, and I'm not an amateur at it. But what I see, a big mistake that people hit when they're at the gym, is they're just doing an overload of cardio. So I'm gonna be real, cardio is definitely important if you want to actually hit your goals. Specifically, you want to lose some weight, you want to get your stomach right. So you want to hit your cardio, but focus on the resistance training first. So instead of you doing 30 minutes of cardio just on one day, I'd rather you do 20 minutes of resistance training and then finish the workout with 10 minutes of cardio. If you want any specific workout videos, you can always look up my channel or just hit me up and I can help you create a plan or something like that. The reason you want to focus on resistance training specifically is the more muscle that you have on your body, essentially your body is more efficient at burning calories and the better your metabolism is. If you only focus on cardio and you're not really hitting the weights like that, when you're not working out, your body is not going to be as efficient as burning these calories. So you want to start building muscle. You want to start resistance training. If you don't like hitting the weights, resistance training, you can use your body weight as well too. On my channel, I have a lot of different videos. You can do body weight workout, a 10-minute workout, 15-minute workout, all resistance training using your body. So make sure you go back and watch those videos. But focus on resistance training. Don't do an overload of cardio. So if you got 30 minutes in the gym, try to spend that 20 minutes hitting the weights, and then you can spend the last 10 minutes doing cardio. Specifically, I recommend the Stairmaster. Do that for 10 minutes. I know it's tough. People don't want to actually do that workout, but start slow and then build yourself up. If you're going for an hour, I suggest you go at least 45 minutes hitting the weights, resistance training, and then spending the last 15 minutes doing the cardio. So try to break out your sessions like this, and then you have to slowly build yourself up. You got to remember, it's going to take some work and some effort to actually lose the gut. It took you probably years to actually get that gut built up. So you want to make sure you have patience and you want to be consistent when it comes to doing these things. If you want specifics on nutrition, make sure you hit me up and I can give you specifics that can work tailored to you. But I do want to tell you this, wherever you're at, you want to increase your soluble fiber. So try to eat more vegetables, try to eat more fruits. Specifically, I like to eat oatmeal and beans and stuff like that. These are the types of foods that are going to help you keep you fuller longer. So especially when you're trying to lose some weight, you're trying to decrease your belly fat, things like that. It's hard to kind of do it when you feel hungry all the time. So you want to eat foods that have a lot of soluble fiber in there, and that's going to keep you fuller longer. That way it's not a struggle and you're like struggling to get through the day, and then you just like, forget this, I'm about to just eat some chips, I'm about to order some fast food or something like that. So increase your soluble fiber. Look at certain things that you enjoy. So increase your soluble fiber. Find things that you enjoy. If you can't find anything, make sure you hit me up and then I'll actually help you create a plan for that. So I want to know, if you've been struggling for a while now and you're struggling losing that gut, and you just kind of hate what you see in the mirror, what is your biggest challenge? Is it discipline? Is it the way you eat? Is it the way that you show up for the shelf? A lot of times it is your mindset, and you just can't get yourself to do certain things consistently. So I want to know specifically, what is your biggest challenge? Put it down in the comments and I will reply back to you. I always love connecting with people on here. And I'm very active on my social media, so make sure you hit me up on Facebook, on Instagram, and I actually will reach out back to you and then we can have a conversation. If you're a dad specifically like me, I have a group specifically for dads, so make sure you join that group. We have different challenges and a lot of things going on. But if you're somebody who's watching this video and you want to change now, and you want somebody to create a plan, and you want a blueprint that's going to help you fast track this whole process, I'll put a link in the description and we can make some time to actually talk and get on a call and figure out a plan that works best for you. So hope this video is helpful. I'll post more videos every week. And like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.